Welcome to the class. Business study is a class, and we are going to talk about how to make complaints, or in a simple term, how to make complaints. That's what I want to discuss. How to make complaints, or how to make complaint, for us to understand effectively what we are going to discuss. So let's look at this subject. In our previous class, we looked at redress, how to seek redress, and that was done extensively. If you have not watched that video, please go over the class. That was the last business study class that we uploaded. I know you will find value for it. It's a follow-up to this. Seeking redress, making complaints, all of them fall on the same line. In our class for today, we have 3 objectives to cover: explain complaints, justified and unjustified complaints, and steps in lodging such complaints. Welcome to the class. Subscribe to the channel if you love what we do here. Share the video to those you think that will benefit. Come along with us. We upload videos, educational videos that covers the Nigerian curriculum on this channel. It can serve as a revision class to you. It can serve as a home study for you. If there are videos you cannot see on the channel, please navigate through well. But if you can't find it, head over to classonlineschool.com. You will see the video that just for clicking. Thank you for being part of the class. Thank you for always being here. Let's go to the class and see what we have. We've seen the 3 objectives we have. Now let's go in details. You see, in business, there is bound to be complaint about a product or a service. And if care is not taken an appropriate measure is not put in place, most persons will not be satisfied in what they get, either as goods or as service. And so because of that, there is room for complaints when it comes to business, be it goods, be it services. So what is complaint? Any expression of dissatisfaction, which could be oral, written, justified, and unjustified. Remember, we will talk about the justified and the unjustified complaints. And so it can be an unacceptable situation because of what? Failure to deliver either a product or a services. Now let's take for example what will make one to complain about a particular product. You buy a product where package or description given, and then you take this product home and you find out that it was misleading. The product is defective, didn't meet standard that was described on the product, and you find out that it is not what you want. You can lay a complaint, lodge a complaint. Or the stipulated terms for the service that you entered at the end of the service that was delivered, the individual, the company, the organization did not deliver what you were told that you will be given. That will lead to complaints. So that is what complaint is. An act of dissatisfaction, an act of unacceptable terms, either for a product or for its services. And once the individual or the group of individuals are not satisfied with what they are given, either because of a misleading information or a product not meeting standard of what it's written, or what they are told it will have, the individual can seek, when I say seek redress or lodge a complaint. Both are okay. So that is what complaint is. First objective, explain complaints. That is what we mean by complaint. So if you are doing business, know that customers will either come to seek redress or lodge a complaint about a product or a service. Now, having seen what a complaint is, that it can be oral, written, justified and unjustified. What is a justified complaint and what is an unjustified complaint? Look at it. Remember, this is business study for JSS3 class. We are done with your JSS1 class, JSS2 class. Follow along, you will understand, and go watch the video on redress. A justified complaint is a complaint that has a good or defendable basis. You and I entered a term that I'm going to install your solar, and this solar energy is going to take you, once it's fully charged, it will take you the whole day through the night to the next day. At the end of the day, after installation, the services I've rendered have failed to meet the standard at which we entered this agreement. The solar refused to work for 12 hours. That was the initial agreement between you and I, and it's just working for 3 hours. You sure we give a complaint and lodge a complaint? It is justified because I have breached the terms. I did not deliver to the standard to which I have specified. That is justifiable. I buy a product. You told me the product is 200 grams. I get the product to the house, measured and weighed, and it is 120 grams. I have a justified cause to make complaint against the company, the individual, the group of people who are involved in business. That's a justified complaint. In business, make sure that you don't have misleading information or you don't deliver below standard as much as possible. There are a lot of hiccups that can happen on the way. There are a lot of gallop that might happen along the way. Then make sure as much as possible to be transparent enough, deliver according to specification, and let your product be of good standard. That's a justifiable complaint. Now we'll go to unjustified. Now, just like the justified has to do with the person is right to complain, the unjustified, you don't have the right because this has no fair basis for redress. You buy a product, written 200 grams, you go to the house, it is 200 grams. Color was not stipulated. Color, you were not told that this is the color of the product, and you got home, you wanted a white color. Let's say you wanted the color of the product inside to be white, and you finally opened it, it is blue. It was not stated that this color is blue or white, and then you start complaining. It's unjustifiable. The specification they wrote at the back of the product, it meant it, and they did not give you color description. You have no right to start giving complaint because you did not ask for, and it was not written in the terms and conditions. Now I am to install your solar for you. I told you to work for 12 hours, that it will carry your fridge and every other home appliances, excluding excluding your pumping machine. At the end of the day, you go ahead and use the pumping machine. You got the whole process blew off. You don't have any cause to complain because you do not follow specification. You buy a product, the manual is there, you did not follow the instruction in the manual, and you feel you are the mini producer, you do it according to your own way, it didn't work, and you lay complaint. Go back and check the manual. You must follow direction as is stipulated by the producer. That is unjustifiable complaint. So you can differentiate, because in your scheme you say differentiate between justifiable and unjustifiable complaint. A justifiable complaint is one that is acceptable because the products or the services did not meet specification. Unjustifiable, every time it is met, but on your own ground, you refuse to follow process as it is stated. And so you becomes a problem in unjustifiable complaint. All right, so that is for objective number 2, justify and unjustified complaints. And then we go to number 3, objective, steps in lodging complaints. While I was describing or explaining what complaint is or what complaint is, I told you that such complaint can come in a written form or oral form. That's the step. And so in lodging complaint, step is 1, it is in an oral form. You can pick up your phone, call your service provider, call your manufacturers who have given you a product. Most times their hotline is in the product, and you call them up and tell them that this is the defect I found in your product, or this is the defect I found in your services. That's for oral. Or you take yourself down to the service provider and tell them one-on-one, this is what I found defective in your product and I'm not satisfied about it. And you are giving an audience, you seek redress, and then resolution comes in, and that is that. That is the steps in lodging complaint. It can be oral or written. Then in the written form, you can send a letter. In our next class, I think we're just going to deliberate on letter of complaint. I'll give you 2 samples of letter of complaint, one for goods, another for service. That will be our next class. So follow along as we write a letter of complaint about the products. Or you make a phone call or an email about the products for a justifiable complaint. So in the written form, I can send a letter to the organization, the producers, the service providers, about what I don't like about their products. I can send an email, a quick one. I can equally send a text message to give my complaint. So these are steps you take in laying complaint. This will be our class for today. Remember, the 3 objectives have been met. We've discussed what complaint is. We've seen justified and unjustified complaint, and we've seen the steps in lodging complaint. In our next class, we'll have a sample letter of how to write complaint. Ask your question below the comment box. Subscribe if you are here and you are not subscribed. Share the videos. Have a suggestion, give below the comment box. Even if it's not in this class, you have a question, but provided it is covered in the Nigerian curriculum, please, in the curriculum that we teach, the secondary classes, SS1 to SS3, JSS1 to JSS3, that is the area we cover. Thank you for being part of the class. Remember, we'll have our sex education corner. We equally have a counseling corner, business ideas, and other things that help us to build a total you will do in this channel. Thank you for being part of our class. I'll see you in our next class where we'll discuss other issue. Thank you for being here.